been really weird trying to like do all these videos at once, but break them apart and make it not like be one continuously long video type thing. So, let's start off the final round, final duo of kits for the era of anniversary. Yoda and Chewie. They're going to be boosting the Tarful team because, you know, Tarful clones are kind of... Tarful clones? Tarful Wookiees. Jeez, I'm already messing up when we just started this video. Tarful Wookiees are kind of in a weird place because, like, they don't really have a lot of... they're just kind of there. I don't even have my Tarful relics, honestly. I have them at Gear 12. I just don't have them worked on, honestly. But, apparently, the team they're looking for Tarful and the Yoda and Chewie, it's going to be Tarful, Zalbar, Clone Wars Chewie, and Veteran Smuggler Chewie, along with Yoda and Chewie. And then they coined the term the Furs to combine the fur from Wookiees and the Force with Yoda. So, it's to say the Furs for everything. I'm not just mispronouncing it. That's what they coined it. Obviously, Yoda and Chewie won't be dropping until December 16th. His basic is, may the Furs be with you. He deals special damage to target enemy 3 times, and Yoda and Chewie will gain speed up for a turn. Kind of a lot of damage depending on how much base damage they have. What are they? Oh, they're support Galactic Republic, Jedi, and Wookiee. It's kind of weird just seeing Jedi on a Wookiee. I mean, why would we not have just oh, what's that one? Wow, I'm completely blanking on what the Wookiee, which is literally a Wookiee Padawan in canon. Not just the freaking old one that died during the Acolyte, but the one that we saw in Bad Batch and Clone Wars. I don't remember now, but anyways, special one with the First. All Wookiee allies recover 20% health protection and gain foresight for 2 turns. If Tarful was the leader, it was in the leader slot. All Wookiee support allies gain frenzy for a turn, which can't be copied or dispelled. He said they wanted the ability that's really simple and effective, but it also really packs a punch. Yoda will provide support like recovery and foresight in true Jedi fashion, and Chewie will grant frenzy to all support Wookiees to get in more turns to get to the upper hand. More turns, more damage, yada yada yada. His second special ability is the First Awakens. You spell all buffs on all enemies and deal special damage to them and distract the target enemy for a turn. Which distract was buried somewhere back up here in this litany of kits. Where did distract go? Was it? It was in Luke's kit. Sorry. Trying to scroll back up real quick because I gotta remind myself and everybody else what distract does. Where the frick did it go? That's buff disruption. Where did distract go? Am I tripping? Oh well, whatever. I don't remember where it went, but I know it's in here somewhere. It be in here somewhere. It don't matter. Let's scroll back down to Yoda and Chewie. Okay. Nope, that's the wrong ability. If Tarful was in the leader slot at the start of battle, Yoda and Chewie will assist, dealing 55% less damage, and then all Wookiee allies will gain advantage for 2 turns. So, cool. What is? Oh, it's right there, you dummy. I didn't have to scroll up all. I'm not cutting that bit out. We're gonna leave it in because it's funny. Distract, you can't gain bonus TM. I'm a dummy. Now, he has one unique ability, but it is a very long-winded one. It's called the First is my ally. At the start of each encounter, Wookiee allies will gain foresight for 2 turns. If all allies are rookies at the start of battle, Yoda and Chewie will gain Master's training until the end of battle, and whenever an enemy attacks at a turn, that ally will... Oh, attacks an ally. Whenever an enemy attacks an ally at a turn, that ally gains 5% TM. Whenever an ally gains foresight, they gain 10% offense, stacking 200% until the end of the battle once per turn, and gain 5% TM. And whenever foresight expires on an ally, inflict a stack of off balance on a random enemy which doesn't already have it for a turn. Now, on Grand Arena, because of course this has Omni on it, and they forgot to actually put that in the titling up here. And there are no GL enemies. Wookiee allies gain 25 speed and 40% critical damage. If all allies were Wookiees start battle, all allies gain Master's training until the end of battle. Whenever an ally attacks at a turn, they inflict the target enemy with a stack of damage over time. Whenever an ally gains foresight, they gain retribution for 2 turns. And whenever foresight expires, you remove 5% TM from all enemies. The first time each ally defeats an enemy, you inflict all enemies with fear for a turn, and all allies gain foresight for a turn. that's kind of wicked because, yeah, that's just wicked unless you're taking a GL against this team. But like, I've not seen Wookiees on defense in freaking forever. At the start of each of Yoda and Chewie's turn, you inflict all enemies are vulnerable for a turn. Whenever Yoda and Chewie use a special, while they have foresight, they trigger all stacks damage over time, and all enemies inflict disarm on the target enemy for 2 turns, or until Yoda and Chewie is defeated, and remove it from all enemies which cannot be copied, evaded, or resisted, or even dispelled. You know. Let's see, notes. While this Omni is quite long and the meat and potatoes are unique, it's very simple but effective. We want to utilize mechanics that other existing Yodas have and Swogo, like Master Training and Foresight, to create a true Yoda feeling in Yoda and Chewie, while also allowing Wookiees to get the offensive power to exert by scaling their offense with Foresight. Very similar to how Tarful has scaling offense with defense. But yeah, it's a mouthful of unique. His kit seems very simple on paper, but then we start like breaking down, you're like, there's a lot that can be going on here just with the stacking offense, TM removal, freaking disarming. So anywho, on to the final kit for this litany of videos that I'm going to be posting hopefully today, because you know I have the bad habit of like, oh, I'm gonna record it and then post it and not post it. So you know, Asajj Ventress is a dark disciple. She is a dark side attacker, leader, bounty hunter, night sister, online force user. She'll be the 4th marquee unit, so it's going to be okay. So in terms of who gets released, it's going to be Luke and then IG 90, I believe, unless it says Barris is 2nd. No, so it's Luke and IG 90, and then Yoda, Asajj, and then Barris will be in January, and Vader will be in January. So let's see. Interesting. So they are alluding to Quinlan Voss here. Based on her appearance in the novel Dark Disciple, this bounty hunter version of Ventress has her allying with a Maverick Jedi and begin her atonement of her dark past. While this Jedi is not yet in Galaxy of Heroes, we cannot pass up the opportunity to get this version of Asajj into the game. She's going to be, apparently, after the era is over, she will find her new home with Old Man Boba, Scion of Jango, and Fennec Shan. We have a visitor squad being rounded out with the 2 news bounty hunters of Forlom and Zuckuss. This will help Boba dominate territory wars while putting his sights on more than one galactic legend in that mode. So, her basic is called Swift Strikes. You deal physical damage to target enemy. If that enemy is debuffed, you attack again. During her turn, she will gain 7% TM and inflict tenacity down on target enemy for a turn. Otherwise, she will gain 12% TM and retaliate for a turn. So, you know, it all makes sense shortly. Come back to me as a first special. You deal physical damage to all enemies, inflict armor shred on target enemy until the end of the encounter. Ventress and the target bounty hunter ally gain defense pin up for 2 turns. The first time this ability is used, you grant target non-GL bounty hunter ally disciple. I've been saying discipline this whole time. Am I stupid? No, disciple until the end of battle, and Ventress will gain retribution for 2 turns. Now, what disciple is, that person will gain 15 speed and is immune to ability block, which is going to be kind of annoying to deal with, because if you can't ability block disciples and they get speed, it's like, Know your place is the second special. You deal physical damage to target enemy, inflict vulnerable on them for 2 turns, and stun them for a turn. If there's an active ally with disciples, stun them for 2 turns instead. Bleh. It doesn't say it doesn't say it can't be avoided, resisted, or is undispellable, so that's kind of an interesting thing to note. Dispel all debuffs on Ventress and all allies with the Disciple, and they gain 10% critical damage, stacking to 100%, so any counter for each debuff that was dispelled this way, and then you call all other allies with Disciple to assist. Now the thing with Disciple is it's not going to just be one person gets Disciple and that's it. The Disciple is going to be able to be spread across the entire team, so Boba gets it, Fennec gets it, Forlom and Zuckuss will get it, yada yada yada. Disciple is not just a one-person thing, everyone gets it. Her leadership is called Selfless Act. At the start of the battle, bounty hunter allies gain critical chance up and offense up for 2 turns. If all allies are bounty hunters, whenever an enemy begins their turn with 5 more debuffs, they are dazed for 2 turns. Now, whenever she's in the leader slot, now ally slot, the following contract is active. While ally with Disciple is active, attack out of turns 10 times. the reward will be 50% defense pin until the end of the counter, and whenever a bounty hunter ally revives, to gain damage unity for its turn. So, you know, woohoo! Her payout is she will gain 100% critical damage if an ally with Disciple has a stack of momentum. You grant 10 stacks of momentum to that ally until the end of the encounter. That's where the giving Disciple to Boba Fett, Sion, and Jango will be beneficial. And then all allies with Disciple will gain 100% TM. So, pretty good payout, honestly, for, you know. Yeah, it's just a beneficial thing to just give Disciple to everyone. Now, Unique is trained under me. We're almost done with all of these kits, I know. Ventress has 75% max health, max protection, and 20% offense. At start of battle, if the leader is Boba Fett, Sion, and Jango, and there are no tank allies, so this is in, like, this is kind of like a 3v3 kind of team if they're talking about it, or even on offense if you're not doing Zuckuss or Forlom on defense. Bounty Hunter allies will gain bonus protection 300% until the end of the encounter. Whenever an ally with Disciple is damaged, Ventress will gain 10% offense maxing to 50% until the next time she uses her basic ability on turn. So it's not 10% offense infinitely stacking, it's just until she uses her next basic ability. Whenever she starts her turn, allies with Disciple gain 10% TM. Whenever an ally with Disciple starts with turn, inflict evasion down on all enemies for a turn, which can't be resisted, and then Ventress will gain 10% TM. Oh, this is a Army ability as well. Why is it not listed as so? CG, get with the program. God, there's a lot to read. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. I've been reading 5 kits already, and I'm not even done yet. Whenever an ally with Disciple uses special, inflict enemy with protection disruption for a turn, and Ventress will assist. Whenever an ally with Disciple uses their special ability on their turn 4 turns in a row, they gain 100% offense till the end of the counter, and the next ability on their turn inflicts vulnerable to target enemy, which can't be copied, spelled resistance till the end of the counter. What the fuck? Whenever an ally with Disciple uses a special ability on their turn 4 turns in a row, they gain 100% offense till the end of the counter. That's so weirdly worded. Why? That's very, very weirdly worded. What is the thought process there? Whenever Ventress uses an ability on her turn, allies with Disciple will assist. While in Grand Arena, all Bounty Hunter allies gain 50% max health potency, and all non-GL and non-tank Bounty Hunter allies gain Disciple until the end of the battle. So, like, in Grand Arena, getting Disciple won't be like, oh, I have to wait for Ventress to give it to me. If you have the Omni on her, which depending on how much you progress in the era of Anniversary, will depend on if you have it applied or not, maybe. You'll just be able to have Disciple on everyone. Whenever Ventress for allies with Disciple are dazed, they dispel and gain 50% CM. Built-in dispel is annoying. Whenever she gains bonus TM, she gains 5% offense max to 150% until the end of the encounter. Whenever Ventress and all allies with Disciple are... Oh, I can't read today. Ventress and all allies with Disciple are immune to TM reduction, and whenever an enemy attacks that turn, allies with Disciple and Ventress recover 5% health protection. Gee, many Christmas, there's so much to go through and so much to wrap your head around. Honestly, out of the 2 kits, I probably prefer Ventress's kit. Just, I mean, that means I'd have to work on Fat Boba, which I really don't want to do, but, like, just giving those, well, giving Fennec, Fat Boba, and Asajj, all of that is a lot in 3v3, and then even in 5v5, it'll be a nightmare to deal with, but, yeah. Let me know what you think of Yoda and Chewie. We're gonna think of an acronym for that duo. Let me know what you think of those 2 Ventress in the comments below. Sorry that it took me so long to get through all these kits. There's just a lot of reading, and there was a lot to get through and try to understand. And with my poor reading skills and trying to read Disciple as discipline, or whatever what I was reading as, does not help matters anyways. But yeah. Yeah, sorry I've been gone for so long, guys. I just... Yeah, whenever I post a video from last week's Grand Arena where I fought up against Johnny, I kind of like elaborate on what I've been doing, so... But yeah, I'll catch you all later on. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day.